It's Tehatchee Pod time. Maya Acosta joined today by Greg Garrett and Chief Richard Standridge. So we are talking all things happening at the Tehachapi Police Department. There's a lot going on, so we'll get into it. We've got a whole list here, but thank you both for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us, Maya.
Of course.
Not a problem. Great opportunity to come and kind of give a 3/4 year update and kind of let folks know what's going on.
When we talk about community policing and all the great things the Tehachapi Police Department has going on, it's a pleasure to be able to share that and have you with us today, Chief.
Absolutely. Thanks, sir.
Yeah, this is a great testament to how involved our police department is and how involved our officers are with the community. So exciting to get into it. So let's kind of look at this new program that we have that we're going to start kicking off with the stickers for individuals and their families with special needs. Chief, can you tell us a bit about that?
I can. So as a parent of a child with special needs, I've dealt with that since he was 3 years old. And through the course of that, I've met many parents and families and understand their struggles and issues they have. And one topic that continually comes up is, how will my child interact with law enforcement? And I take that very seriously because, as I've stated to people time and time again, we represent all aspects of the community. And our special needs population here in Tehachapi is no exception. We have a rather large special needs population. So in my conversations with some of the local advocates, they ask me, Chief, what can you do to help? And one of the things that I brought to the table here, and we finally been able to get it started, and I can't take credit for it, it's been kind of a grassroots nationwide and statewide program, is we have a sticker that's based on our Tehachapi Police Department patch, and they will be free to citizens with special needs, children or adults in the home, to the greater Tehachapi area, not just the city. I want to provide these to anyone in our community. And basically what it is can be put in the window car, or it can be put in the window of their residence. So if we have contact with those family individuals, the sticker will make a reference to the fact that there's a person with special needs and may or may not understand communications clearly. And I think that's very important. We talk to our officers on a regular basis about interacting with our special needs community. But, until they actually do it, sometimes it's just training and conversation. Where now, when they may have interaction with these families, could be an alarm call, could be a suspicious person sometimes. If a new neighbor or somebody moves in, doesn't understand that your special needs child goes outside and plays and does certain things, like my son will go out and sometimes and he kind of paces. Those are things that when we go to the residents, will alert us to the fact of what we may be walking into. So it gives us a little bit more forethought to make sure that we handle things appropriately and keep that in mind of the people in the residence.
Yeah, and it's really all about safety.
Yes.
Yeah, what an amazing program, because, you guys train in all aspects of policing, community policing. But sometimes you're in a rush, right? You rush to a house because somebody called 911 and something's going on. And maybe the person that answers the door is a special needs person of any age.
Correct.
And, the officers are looking towards, you've got to save somebody, and the communication is not as great as it could be. But this gives you a heads up so you can go in. It just really helps the whole package, A to Z.
It does. There have been, too many incidences, statewide in law enforcement dealing with special needs. And I think our profession as a whole has made great strides in including that community and getting the training to our officers, to deal with that segment of our population. But if we can just start at Tehachapi with just this small aspect and, have a great outcome from it, then we've done a good thing. And, we're actually looking at other opportunities to expand the programs with our local advocates. But in my conversations, and I got input from local folks here, if they thought this would work here. And I appreciated their input, folks from the school district, from our local, Kern regional, and some of the staff that works with them, and through our community connections meetings and things like that, I've been able to meet people and solicit information. And we feel that this is where we need to start, but it's a continuing conversation, just like all aspects of service we provide to the community. So this is just a jumping off point.
Right. So Chief, you mentioned other agencies, or you said it's available to the greater Tehachapi.
Correct.
So Tehachapi Police Department, your people are going to be trained in this aspect. Tell me, how is Stallion, Bear Valley, Kern County Sheriff, they're going to be updated, taught, how's that piece going to work?
That I haven't worked out all the details there.
Okay.
But what I am going to do is let them know that I'm making these stickers available, and
Right.
they may start seeing them in their jurisdiction and why we're providing those. Initially, I was going to just provide them to citizens in Tehachapi, but that creates a whole other aspect of then we have to track whose address is whose, and you know, I could come in and get one for my neighbor and give it. So I think we just go ahead and make it available to the greater Tehachapi community, and at that same time, you know, through our meetings we have with our local partners, I think we can get that information out there and everybody be on the same page.
And as you mentioned, it's a nationwide program,
Yes.
so everybody is coming on board. So I'm grateful that you're leading this effort locally. So again, how do people obtain these stickers? How would you go about that?
So they will start being available Monday, which would be Monday, September 23rd. They will start being available at the front desk of the Tehachapi Police Department. I've ordered 200. Initially, I don't know what kind of response or demand we're going to get, but they'll be available. They just need to come into the records department, let them know that they're a parent, caretaker, or family member of someone with special needs, and can they please have the sticker to place in their window. We will not ask any additional questions, and they will be provided one, and they can put it in their house.
Perfect. I love the program. It's such a great moving forward. So
yeah, eventually I think we want to get to a program where someone can come in and provide us information in a confidential format to let us know about their family member. So if they go missing, run away, those type of things. So we have some idea of, lights may be a trigger, noise, those types of things. So we're working towards that, and this is where we're going to start.
So you can load the database at dispatch, Tehachapi PD dispatch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's vital information. It's all about protecting that populace from, negative interactions or us accidentally not providing the best service possible.
For sure. Great program.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is obviously an ongoing project here through TPD, but we have some other timely things coming up here on the calendar. I think the closest that people should be keeping their eye out for is National Coffee with a Cop Day. That's on Wednesday, October 2nd. Chief, tell us a little bit more about that event. We've seen some good success in years past.
Yeah, it's just an opportunity for us to get out there and meet the public in kind of a less formal setting. We go and to the McDonald's here in Tehachapi, which is always busy. So it gives us a great opportunity to get in there and talk with members of the public who are just grabbing some coffee or breakfast on their way to work. We can, have a minute or two conversation, exchange, contact information, or set up appointments to discuss issues further. And we pick that location. We don't get over there all the time. And there's a huge population of our veterans that go there and different things. And they've asked me to come on numerous occasions, which I do stop in periodically. Not enough, but I do stop in periodically and go in and meet with them. So on this particular day, we take that opportunity to go over there. And the owner of McDonald's,
Marianne, is great.
She's fantastic.
Big community supporter.
Yeah. And huge supporter of the city, the PD, our Parks and Rec. She's just a fantastic business owner. And this is our opportunity to go back and tell her thank you, utilize her business to have some positive contacts. And she welcomes us in, and we look forward to doing it. Like I said, that particular location allows us to hit a group of citizens that are very regular there, and they like us to come in and
the great
talk
thing
about it.
that group, and I've been there many times, that veteran group, they'll tell you what's up.
Correct.
They don't hold back. They'll tell you. So if you really want to know what's up, go talk to them.
That's why we go on this particular day.
It's awesome.
Yeah, they tell us what we want to hear. Good, the bad, and the ugly.
There you go.
Yep.
And then I hear on October 3rd, you're going to be partnering with TVRPD with a bike rodeo.
We are. It's going to be at West Park. We're going to have a bicycle course set up. The local bike shop that will be coming back online here in the next couple of months will be there, helping teach kids how to change a tire, how to adjust brakes, those types of things, doing a little bike maintenance demo. We'll also, I believe they're going to be doing a little bike maintenance. We've also invited Highway Patrol to come and take part. They're a very, very vital part of our community, and we work well with Maria Pagano and her folks out there, and we've asked them to come and partner with us, and they've agreed to be there, and we are going to be giving away bike helmets to the children that show up. So please bring your kids out, get a brand new certified safe bike helmet, and just come and hang out with your PD for a little bit.
What's the time frame on that? When does it start?
It's going to be from 4 to 6 in the afternoon, and the chief will have his mountain bike there and be riding. Oh. So if anybody wants to come and ride around with the chief, I will be there.
There you go.
Awesome. Great event. I think It's been a little while since we've done one of those, so
It has.
exciting.
And I really appreciate Corey Torres and his staff reaching out and kind of initiating this. This was solely initiated by them. And not because we didn't want to do it, but this is a little more in their wheelhouse, setting up, and it's great. I look forward to more projects. He and I have talked about doing some additional things, a summer camp and different things with the kids through the PD. And again, kind of like our special needs program, we have to jump off somewhere, and this is where we pick to get going. And I appreciate him reaching out and getting this done.
Sure. They're a great partner of ours.
They are.
Absolutely.
And Maya, Christmas is less than 100 days away.
You would be counting, Greg, Mr. Christmas.
Did you already buy my present?
Yes, I did.
Oh, nice. I can't wait.
But in addition to Christmas, obviously it's the season of giving, and TPD is bringing back Shop with the Cop. It's been a couple years since we've done that, and Chief is helping to spearhead that and get this great program back into our community.
Yeah, I had a meeting with Walmart. They have a new manager, Noelle, and she's fantastic. So she and I had a meeting about a month ago, and we talked about this program specifically. She's a huge fan of it, and she asked that we bring it back. And so before I committed to yes or no, I met with the Police Foundation. This is kind of something they spearhead. And I also met with our local law enforcement partners, and everybody wants to get it back going. So Shop with a Cop will be December 5th at 6 p.m. We'll be at the PD, and we'll be at Walmart by 7, and with the kids being allowed to shop and take pictures with Santa and have a great time. So one of the things we're trying new this year is, in the past, the onus has always been put to the school district to help us find youth in the community that are in need. I want to change that and try something different. I want the information to be submitted to the police department, and we'll have an email address up here in the next week or so that will go live, so it can be submitted in a confidential format directly to me and both you, Maya, and one other staff member here at the city that are working with me and coordinating and putting on this program, so we can ensure that we're reaching the correct populace that needs this assistance. In my experience in the past with Shop with the Cop, children that are really, really in need and we're able to get to don't always shop for themselves. You'll see them buying things they need for family members. I've seen dishes being bought. I've seen clothing being bought. I've seen food being bought. So we want to make sure we take our very best effort and pick the right kids for this program. So it will be an opportunity for the public to submit it through our email, or they can submit it, through one of our social media opportunities, and it'll just be a name, an address, and a phone number of the child, and just a 1-line or 2-line sentence of why they think this child is in need. Give us an opportunity to vet and get those kids that really need this type of program. The foundation's on board with it. There's some other community members that have been assisting in gathering some funds. Department of Corrections out at the prison, their staff is on board. California Highway Patrol, Kern County Sheriff's Department's participating, and we're looking forward to having a great event. We're going to choose approximately 15 children, and depending upon the response we get from the public, but I would really encourage the public to give us those names. I think we will get a better turnout of those that really need it by getting that information from the public. The schools have been fantastic, but you know what? They're busy educating, and they have a lot of other things going on. And I want to try to put this on us. It's our program, so we should be responsible for finding the children. I like the approach.
So how would you donate to this effort?
So if you want to donate to Shop with the Cop, you can come to the PD and make a cash donation or check, and you can donate it to the Tehachapi Police Foundation, and we'll make sure that your donation is accepted, and you will be given the appropriate tax forms and things like that for you to deduct.
So you can earmark, if you wrote a check, you can earmark that for Shop with the Cop.
You can. I just met with Kim Nixon today, and depending upon how this year goes, we're talking about actually having a Shop with a Cop account all by itself, because the foundation does a lot of different donations. But we want to do this right, and if we do it right, it's going to be its own program that we will gather a certain amount of funds for every year to keep it up and running.
I know on my list, Maya, was to promote the Tehachapi Police Foundation. So it is a 501c3. It's a nonprofit. You mentioned Kim Nixon's name. She's the current president. There's a board of directors. You can, and I would highly encourage anyone listening to join the foundation or make a donation to the foundation, because not only Shop with the Cop, but also assist the police department in purchasing different items that our police officers or police department might need to purchase to better do their jobs better.
As well as our Police Explorer program now. So that's being run partially and funded by it's being run by the police department, but partially funded by the foundation. And that program is in its second week up and running.
You've restarted it.
We have. That was done by Sergeant Adams and Lieutenant Rupert and Officer Aguilar. And they've done a fantastic job. Officer Kaiser's involved. Pretty much every officer in the police department's involved. So the first group of kids, we have 6, are going through the 4-week Explorer Academy right now. Every Saturday, they're meeting for half a day. They're doing PT. They're learning some military bearing. They're learning some police, penal codes, acronyms, all the things that, cops use. And the kids are having a blast so far. We were able to get uniforms and some equipment. And we are currently in the process of interviewing some more kids to bring on into the program. When we started it, we had initial response from parents. Now the response is starting to get overwhelming, which I think is fantastic. So
good problem to have.
It is. It is, absolutely. So I think as we move forward and we're able to get the kids out and start doing community service back, so which is why hopefully folks see the need to donate to this program so we can keep it going, because as the kids get more trained and they become more comfortable in the position, they will be giving back to the community as well.
And so if you donated to the foundation, you could earmark it for the Explore program.
Correct.
Also. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So men and women, young men and women of this community, Maya, couldn't be more proud. And for them to, at a young age, what is the minimum age that you can join?
About 14 right now is where we want to start.
Okay. And for those individuals to be able to want to, participate, and I've said this many, many times, Tehachapi is not playing the games that are being played across this great nation when it comes to policing. We've never bought into it, and we're solid, and we will continue to be the safest city in Kern County.
That's a fact, and they are supervised. So for parents that may be on the fence of, I don't want to put my 14 or 15-year-old there, they are supervised by staff. Good point. So we have a supervisor and anywhere between 2 and 3 officers with that group at any given time. So the parents can, feel comfortable in the fact that their kids have supervision.
Now, will the Explorers be playing pickleball with the chief, or is pickleball with the chief open to the public? How's that going to work?
Well, pickleball with the chief's open to the public. So that's coming up. I think we just decided to do that October 10th.
Yeah.
Start at 5 to 7 at the Tehachapi Police Department, just like we did last year. I welcome the public to come and attend. I've had an injury lately, so I've been a little laid up on the shelf, but, I might have to,
push through it. Take some Advil.
Might have to come out of retirement for a little bit to, play with the kids, or if one of them wants to challenge. But pickleball has been fantastic at the police department, both from a public standpoint and from a youth standpoint. We see young kids out there playing all the time, and it's been really good. And I think that's kind of segued into, why our Explorer program is going to be so successful, because they get to interact with, the officers at any given moment.
It's great, positive interaction. After City Council on Monday, Maya, I came out and all 4 courts were filled.
Yep.
It was crazy. And then Tuesday, you hosted, you and Key and Jessica hosted the Christmas, hometown Christmas, one at noon and one at 6. And after the meeting about 7:15 or so.
Packed.
Standing room only. And I'm like, wow, what a grand slam.
Yeah.
What a grand slam, especially the location. It's in the parking lot of the police department.
There has been more than one occasion when the chief shows up to play and he can't get on court. So, hey, great problem to have. That means the public feels comfortable coming to use their facilities that are being provided for them. And I couldn't be more excited. I wind up standing around talking and getting to know people. And you know what? That's as good as playing.
Yeah, there you go. And we're talking about future officers, but what about current staffing and some additional officers? How's that going?
Our staffing is looking good. We have 2 in the academy right now, and they're doing fantastic. So we hope to get them out in the next couple of months, 3 months, I believe, to get them graduated and on the streets. And we currently hired 2 laterals. One came to us from California City and the other one from Bakersfield PD, both local. And they love this community, and that was the big endearing factor in drawing them here. And we look forward to see what they're going to do in their career.
For sure.
We'll be swearing both of those in at the next council meeting, so the public will get an opportunity to see who they are and meet them at that time.
Great city to work for, I have to say.
Yeah, a lot of things going on. And, a lot of things, it's great when we can come in here and talk about this, and not everything would be crime related.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, crime does happen, but it's our job to minimize it. And if you commit a crime, then you're going to pay the price.
Correct.
Period.
Speaking of minimizing potential crime, but we have a new speed monitoring. Can you talk more about that?
We do. We purchased a speed trailer, and it will track speed in the city of Tehachapi. And it, you've seen them everywhere. It has the red and blue lights to tell you to slow down. And it's also a message board, and it will start being deployed next week. And it will be deployed daily at different sections in town where either citizens have voiced enough concern about traffic in that area, or we have dealt with or observed traffic issues in that area. We'll probably start in the school zones, would be my ultimate guess, but I leave that up to my, day shift sergeants because they have that hands-on information. The one thing I do want to let the public know is we are training our officers in the use of LiDAR. I have purchased a LiDAR for the department to start issuing speeding citations, and we have been issuing them in the school zones. So I encourage everybody to abide by the law and slow down. The amount of time that you rush through the school zone to get through traffic only to get stuck in traffic is not worth the potential injury you can cause by not adhering to the law.
I feel like in the last couple of years, for whatever reason, Chief, people tend to speed more, and people tend to roll through stop signs. And I know city council members have been, hit up by community citizens. A couple of people have come to city council meetings, and we don't want to give people tickets. But certainly if you're speeding through a neighborhood, or you're speeding through a school zone, or if you don't stop for a stop sign, man, we just don't want you to regret it, right? The worst could happen, and it has happened in other cities, and even here, I'm sure. But we just want to make sure that people drive safe.
And that's all we ask. There's nowhere in this town that you need to be in that big of a hurry to get to that you can't get to, within 5 minutes. And so what we're seeing a lot of is not even a stop and go. I would say it's a slow and go. It used to be the California stop was you just kind of came to a slow roll, brake lights came on. They're not even coming on anymore. They're just going directly through, the stop signs. And we are writing those citations, and they're rather large. And so I hope we can start doing a lot more education and counseling about driving habits than we are issuing citations. If I didn't have to issue any citations, it would be fantastic.
Yeah, we don't want people's money. We really sincerely do not.
Yeah, one issue we're dealing with that's huge, and it's a pet peeve of mine, and mostly because of the damage it does. And also, I get the complaints from the public, is the sideshow. We've had a few of that recently. You'll see the marks in the road at Alder and Curry. You'll see some in front of West Park.
So you're talking about the guy spinning out, doing 360s and leaving tire marks on the asphalt. Okay.
They're destroying our intersections. That makes our city look unruly. It makes our city look less than desirable, and that's not who we are, and that's not the image we want to project. We're doing our very best to catch those individuals. That is an arrestable offense if you are caught. That is a 30-day impound of your vehicle, and depending upon any modifications you've made to that vehicle may ultimately result us in contacting the state and turning your information over to them before you can get your vehicle out.
I can guarantee you they do not know that. I've seen the same thing in the county of Golden Hills and different areas. So there's somebody out there, or a couple people out there doing that, and they will be caught at some point.
They will. And I'm encouraging citizens to please report that. You can report it anonymously. I don't need your name and number. I just need you to point us in the right direction, and we will be more than happy to take care of that.
I think that's a common thing that we see a lot, especially, with the rise of social media, is you'll get on Facebook and on those rants and raves pages or any of those public forums, and you'll see people report crimes that could be an arrestable offense or something that our officers could take care of, but they're not actually reporting it to the police. They just post a comment on Facebook. Correct. And it doesn't really go anywhere. So what is your thoughts on that?
I encourage people to report to us. We want the calls. I want the emails. If you don't want to report, email. Our sector program that I've been talking about for the last few months is going to go live here real shortly. We need to do some things to the website to get it out there and get it accurate. And, when you're doing those kinds of updates, it takes time, and our staffing is where it needs to be now. So we're ready to go. I encourage people to report it. We will take anonymous complaints. I rarely look at the social media comments, but somebody pointed me to one the other day in relation to this incident, which you call sideshow, and spinning the donuts in the intersections. So I went on and read it, and I actually reached out to a citizen through that forum and got information I needed in relation to a different case. So I don't do that all the time, but occasionally I will. And so rather than me have to track you down like that to get that information, why don't you just call us? And we'd be more than happy to take care of it. And for some reason you're not satisfied with the service, let me know.
822-2222.
That's it.
Or if it's an emergency, 911.
Yep.
Always.
You work really well, Chief, with our partners, California Highway Patrol, Kern County Sheriff, Stallion Springs PD, Bear Valley PD, and others. So thank you for, bringing those people together and those leaders and collaborating to make Tehachapi as a whole a better place.
Yeah, we recently we just had the Kern County Chiefs Conference. And one of the things that came out of it is there is a large group of police chiefs and CHP commander in the Eastern Kern County. And so one of the things that came from it is we are going to start an Eastern Kern Chiefs meeting. It'll probably be quarterly, but we're going to start getting those folks together and going over issues that impact all of us in Eastern Kern.
It's good to know each other, to respect each other, and to share ideas.
Yep.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yep. A lot of good things happening.
No reason to reinvent the wheel.
No. A lot of good things happening.
Yeah, very
Absolutely.
good. It's been great, Maya.
So much things happening all throughout the city and throughout TPD as well. So really exciting to see. And I know kind of once the new year starts again, we will bring Coffee with the Chief, I should say, that we held 2 times at Mountain Coffee House within the past couple months. So we're looking forward to that. But again, October 2nd, if you want to talk to Chief and our other officers, is a great way to do that at McDonald's, 7 to 9.
Yeah, it's been a while since I did a podcast. And in closing, if I can just tell the public, thank you. Thank you for the great year plus that I've had and the welcoming in the community from my family and I. And I look forward to continuing to serve and keeping the crime out of the community for you and getting our folks the best training possible and taking care of our citizens.
Keep up the good work.
Thanks, sir.
We appreciate it. Greg, anything else?
I think I'm good. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Chief. All right. Anybody listening, if you have any sort of questions or comments, you can email us media@TehachapiCityHall.com. We can get that to Chief or whoever that question may be for. And as always, thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you back here next time on Tehachapod.